Hey everyone, how are you? It's Kim Collins coming to you live this morning from Oceanview in Nahant. I've never worked here before. It was a little bit tricky because they don't have an elevator. But I did it. I put on my big girl underwear and said, this is the view I get when I'm loading in my gear. Stop crying. It's not that bad. I wasn't crying, but we were like, oh my God, I have to carry one more piece of gear. And now it started to rain. It wasn't raining when I was loading in, so I'm grateful for that. This is a beautiful venue. Let me show you a little bit around here. Oceanview in Nahant, have always heard great things about it. Got a professional sideshow. Oh, Selfie Wizard. So I wonder if they're going to do some of that today. They didn't mention it to me. But I'm set up here that you can see my hanger. I always bring flip-flops to every wedding that I do. Morning weddings are tough. I hope that I play stuff that makes them dance today. I really do. Bride is a super big Taylor Swift fan. And she actually ran the marathon on Monday, and they are from PA. So I think we are going to have a really good time. We're also going to do a photo bomb type thing with their photographer, Desiree. So Bride is a really big Queen fan. You'll never walk alone. Oh, she's a really big Queen fan, so we're like, what better than Under Pressure? It's the perfect song. How could it be any more perfect? So when I sat with this couple a few nights ago at the hotel that they were staying at, they said to me, what's the craziest thing that's ever happened when you DJ'd? And strangely enough, when I was in Swampscott a few weeks ago, I did a wedding. It was actually a happily ever after, is sort of what we call it. If they've already been married, I'm going to sit down and take a load off before we have to go outside. So it was a happily ever after party. And a couple were older. Both had been married before. And at one point, the groom comes up to me and says that he is insistent that he have a dance with his ex-wife. Hadn't seen that before. A little tipsy. They went out there and danced. She started crying. I'm like, are you okay with your husband dancing with her? She was fine with it. So, what can you do? It's not often that I do morning weddings. I did one last year in Newport, and the father told me that he saved $40,000 by having a morning wedding versus a 5 p.m. I have one daughter getting married this year. It's not going to be $40,000. You do what you can do, right? And you remember, I've always tried to remember where I come from, what my roots are, and South Dakota is not fancy, that's for sure. It just happens now, fast forward a few years, that I work in places that are fancy. And, I always consider myself blessed when I get to come and, hang out, and this is my backdrop for the next few hours, albeit cold, windy, and rainy. It's still a pretty cool backdrop. There's a few people that will have some speeches, and I think it'll be a great time. I hope that we definitely have some dancers today. Again, it can be tricky when it's daylight. People just don't seem to like to dance for some reason. I don't know why. But we'll see what happens today and hope for some boogieing on the dance floor later on. The wedding season has started. It is in full force. There's lots and lots going on, and I typically don't like to work every weekend. But it seems for most of this year I have 3 to 4 booked a month. So it's a lot. But you have to do what you have to do, right? You have to do what you know, and this is what I know. And now I know the Oceanview in Nahant. I can say that I've been here. They've been very, very hospitable. Their entryway downstairs is just phenomenal. So I'm glad to be here. Again, it's a lunch wedding, so, and I probably mentioned the couple are from Pennsylvania. Very, very nice people. So they came up, the bride ran the marathon on Monday, and now on Sunday they're getting married, and then I think they head back home tomorrow. So just the types of couples that I like to work with, people that maybe aren't Boston natives that, you know, I can show a good time to. I have been told that I'm one of the world's best tour guides. Only when it comes to New England, though. That's really my area of expertise. Oh, I sure would love to travel more. Maybe we'll see. My youngest daughter starts college this year, so what will I do? I'll be an empty nester for sure. And so then maybe I can travel a little bit more. Yeah, the bride and groom are the type. I could see that there would be couples that would be like, God, it's raining and crappy and windy on my wedding day, right? And then there are couples that are like, roll with it. They're the second ones. Yeah, they're really nice. So that makes my job easy. And I believe this is only a two and a half. No, that would be a wedding. I believe this is a 4.5 hour wedding. Usually most weddings are 5.5. I had someone reach out recently who I'm already doing their wedding, asking if they could add more time. You absolutely can. I always tell couples, I feel like the sweet spot is 5.5 hours, right? Because you have a chance to go and say hello to everybody. You have a chance to dance. You have a chance to eat. I mean, obviously things change with the number of guests that you have, but, you know, I feel like 5.5 hours is a really good sweet spot because you don't want people like twiddling their thumbs like, okay, is it over yet? You want them to leave wanting more. That's what I always strive for. Like, I always want them to be like, one more. And then just because I'm such a time freak, I always say no, because I know what it's like to not be on time. And after working in radio, punctuality, preciseness is absolutely called for. And I am just one of those that is a stickler about time. So the gig's over at 10, and then the couple wants one more. There's all those people that are still working, all those kids, the barbacks, the bartenders, janitors, you know, they want to go home. So just because the party's still having fun, and let's do party up in here, come on, last one. If I could only tell you how many times I've heard that. If I had $1 for every time that you heard that, and I just, even though the party's fun, and yeah, let's keep doing it, yeah. Okay, there are people that want to go home, and they don't go home until you clear out. And people that have been drinking clear out very slowly. It's true. So, it is an open bar today, but we'll see what happens with the drinking. And it's a little bit of a lunch, and hopefully some dancing. I'm thinking that outdoor pictures today might be a hard no. Just saying. yeah, so the wedding season, there's a lot coming up, and I'm super grateful for that. I sure am. And you're going to find DJs that are all different prices, right? And there are some that charge less than I do, and there are some that charge more than I do. I'm very transparent in my prices. I charge one flat rate from arrival to the last dance. I do not charge extra for multiple setups. A couple reached out to me and said they were getting married in Plum Island, and then the reception would be somewhere else. I'd already given them a quote, and I told them I'm not going to change my quote. That's what I told you, and that's what I'll do. That's just being an honest businesswoman who isn't trying to pork anybody, And so, you have your high-end DJs, you have your middle end, you have your low end. It's all in what you want, right? And I would definitely check out some videos, look at their websites, see what they've done, because sometimes what you see isn't really what you get, if you know what I mean. All right, we must be getting close to game time. Wedding's at 10 o'clock. Let's hope that they've put space heaters in there. They said they were going to, because that's where that's where the ceremony is. So anyway, once again, the Oceanview. Turn this around once more just because it's such a cool view. For those of you that are listening and watching at 9:30 on a Sunday morning. This is Nahant. And Nahant, I cannot show you because of the way we are, but right behind us is Boston, if I'm thinking of this right. So, they're ready to go. Now, what does this say? I better know in case. Oh, connect to their wedding Wi-Fi. Oh, nice. That's fun. I always tell the story of asking for requests. Some people say, oh my God, no, none of our friends are having requests. We don't want that. Calm down and remember that I don't have to play every request that I get. A. B. They could mention a song that no one had remembered. I did a wedding in Lenox, and we had time for 16 to 18 songs. So I knew that every song had to be a killer, right? And his sister, the groom's sister, comes up to me and says, can you please play Time Warp from the Rocky Horror Picture Show? And I'm like, let me see what I can do. And she comes back to me and asks me again. I said, listen, you're going to tell me that everyone on the dance floor is going to go nuts. Because I know the song, but I'm not a big Rocky Horror Picture Show person. Played the song. They went crazy. So it's those types of organic moments that I strive for. I always tell couples, I try to come looking decent, right? I'm not going to be in rags. I'm not going to be table dancing. I'm not going to be monopolizing the microphone all night. I know what I sound like. I've done this for a long time. I'm there just to make it really nice for you. I'm excited to do the photobomb thing that we're going to do today. It's the first time doing something like that. Something else I can add to my repertoire. So I'm excited about it. And okay, so here it goes. It shows you the wedding of Katie and Chad. There it is. All right, so if you are getting married, let's talk. Should we? I think we should. DJ Kim Collins is my website, and I'd love to chat with you more about your upcoming party or maybe your wedding. Love to chat with you. djkimcollins.com. Have a great weekend, everybody.